this is Annie, and this is the third part of the short mini speed building series that I've been doing in Strangetown. The first one was the elementary school, then I did the high school, and this is gonna be the daycare center. And I decided to name this Sunflower Daycare. I've got this sort of flower theme for some of my community lots. I have a Magnolia Park, for example, so I decided to go with that. And also, I think I subconsciously named it that because my mother is, have been working at the daycare her whole life. And when I was a child, she actually was working at a daycare center called the Sunflower in Swedish, though. So I think that I subconsciously named it that because I had that association. So that was funny when I realized what I had done. But yeah, so I had a plan to make this a cute little blue house, and it's in a similar style to another house that I've built for one of the families in town and in this sort of same area, so it's gonna fit in that way. And it's also gonna be a bit cutesy. I imagine for young children it should be a very cute house, doll-like. And that was sort of the reason why I picked some pretty bright colors or pastel colors in some parts of the house, you'll see later. And yeah, of course I started out by sort of framing in how I wanted the lot to look like, and what I keep saying that I'm starting with is always the parking lot, but that's a good way to sort of map out how things are gonna work in different parts of the lot. And I also had the restriction here that the top right side of the lot was not completely flat, so I couldn't really build a house in that part unless I wanted to use a foundation, and I already knew that I didn't want to use the foundation for this house. So that's why I had to sort of build it on the left side of the lot, and that decided that the parking space had to be on the right side. So that sort of guided me a bit in this case. And I also framed it with a tall fence because I figured that if one of the children escapes, then they shouldn't be able to just crawl out into the road. And also I want to be able to keep out any, other people that shouldn't be here. And also restrict vision into this lot as well, to give some privacy, which I think is important. And then this is the layout of the inside of the house. And it sort of came together piece by piece, and I hadn't exactly planned to do it this way with some dark rooms in the middle like that, but it sort of came together in that way when I tried to figure out where all of the different rooms should be. So I knew that I needed to have an office, at least one bathroom, a kitchen, a playroom, and a nap room. So through that slim hallway, that's where the office is going to be, and then the other parts are more available for the children and parents, I guess. And then the surrounding area here is going to be pretty decorated with, of course, sunflowers. What else? But also other types of greenery. I started out putting in a long row of some sort of shrubs there, but it just became too crowded. So at the start here, I removed one part of it, but I'm eventually also gonna remove the other ones there because it just became too much, I felt like. So I'd rather have that covered in stone and, just walkable space. And then I'm also gonna eventually sort of cut that part of the lot off with invisible fencing because I don't want my Sims to walk around the house at all, so that's just gonna be decorative. And then this sort of raised platform here I also made into a green spot. At first I was so close to put in cacti, and then I realized that, oh my god, I'm gonna have small toddlers toddling around here. I don't want them to have this dangerous prickly stuff all around, so no, didn't go for that. And then this was gonna be sort of the playground area. Of course, I'm playing as always summer in Strangetown, so there's gonna be a lot of warm, sunny days. But of course, some days are gonna be rainy as well, so they're gonna have both the playroom and this sort of garden area to use. And then I went ahead with the inside. So started with the bathroom, and I know that I have in my daycare center in Pleasantview, I put in a bathtub, but I have come to realize that I don't really need one because the toddlers don't have time to get very dirty. And I think the only time that anyone has ever used it in Pleasantview was when Meadow just all of a sudden randomly took a bath. And yeah, I don't really need to have that for my workers to use. So I instead put in a changing table. Not that I think I'm gonna have to use it either, but if there's an accident, there at least is something visual to use. And then this office area is just gonna contain desks and Monique's computers so that they can technically work. I think I'm gonna start out with just having one worker, but then eventually I'm sure that I'm gonna have to do it the same way that I've done now in Pleasantview, that I've added in a second one, and then depending on the part of the day, possibly I'm gonna add in some administrative work. That's something that I've learned from my mother, that there's quite a lot of administrative stuff to do, not just looking after the children. So yeah, and I also added in that small room to the right side of the hallway, and I was gonna use it as a sort of storage space for prams, because yeah, that's something that I've learned that parents often do. Not that I have children myself, but that they bring the children in prams and then they leave the prams with the children at the daycare center, and then they can take them back for convenience, And then that was the entryway with a bunch of storage stuff. Very cutesy, but not very functional. It's just going to be used for summoning in the kids, basically. And then this is going to be the kitchen area for having their lunch, and also the workers' lunch eventually as well. I found some more storage stuff here to cram in. Really suited it well. And then I just put in a decorative shelf with stuff here. Skipped by quite a lot of browsing through the catalogs just so you don't have to see that, but eventually ended up putting in some cute kitchen stuff there. And then I was gonna also add in these high chairs that I put around tables, and they are accessible this way because I use a mod to make them accessible. So that allows the Sims to put down the toddlers and bring them up again from the side rather than just head on. So that's a very useful mod. And I have a bunch of different recolors here for the high chairs that I thought I should use to make it a bit cuter. And it's actually the same recolors as I have for the bedding on the toddler beds and the cribs, yeah. But unfortunately, these high chairs are not able to be used on a quarter tile. I think there's a fix for that, that you can change a setting in CMP on them. I probably should do that to make life a bit easier for myself. But yeah, I ended up working it out this time anyway. It was a very big room after all, so. Yeah, and then I went ahead with the nap room, and digging through the catalog here, I realized that I didn't have my trusty toddler beds on the community lots, so I'm eventually gonna bring in the woman who's gonna be in charge of this lot, and then when I use the build and buy mode with an actual sim on the owned community lot, I'm gonna be able to use the wholesale mode, I think it's called, to bring in some of the stuff that's hidden on normal community lots. And then I went ahead with this sort of playroom, and I wanted to have an area with a bookshelf where the teachers can read to the toddlers and for them to play as well, of course. And I wanted it to be a pretty cozy area with lots of pillows, so I brought out quite a lot of them here. Annoyingly enough, I was looking for like a specific stack of pillows that I knew that I have, and I know that it's somewhere in my catalog. I just couldn't find it. It was really annoying because I don't think I've ever used it, and now I finally found the perfect place to use it, and I couldn't find it. That's just so typical, isn't it? And then some more toys here, and of course this is going to be the perfect space to put in some play tables. And that's also a good toy for the toddlers because as opposed to everything else, they actually play with each other and gain relationship when they play with the play tables. So I like using those for the daycare centers. And then I had to save and then bring in the workers so I could use the wholesale mode. And there you see that the toddler beds became available. And this is actually a trick that I learned from Tea Addict. She showed this off in one of her videos. I think it was, I don't remember which one, but I learned it from her anyway. And that allows for a bunch of stuff that it's available on home lots but not community lots to be used as well. We put in some cute blankets here and try to keep it very blue and calming, this room, as opposed to the other brightly colored rooms. With some nice paintings, because these walls tend to look a little flat, I feel like, when they're just one color. So I like putting in these paintings. And this is almost everything that I did. I was just looking for something for my playground that I was trying to find before as well, but couldn't find. And that is this toys that you have out on the playground that the toddlers can ride on. But it's a bumblebee. I thought that was going to be very cute with the sort of sunflower theme to have those. So finally found them. They were not with the children's stuff. They were actually with the hobby stuff. So I think that was why I was struggling. And then this outside part, I had forgotten to add in greenery there. So I fixed that. And then I had a battle here with the telephone for a while and finally picked it up. And then it was time to add in some lights into the room. And I have this really cute elephant night light that gives a soft blue light. So I really like using that for these kinds of rooms. And then I actually went ahead and used quite a lot of the Maxis lights in this, like the seashell wall lights and some of the ceiling lights as well in the kitchen. And then this sort of flower or sun light on the outside I felt was pretty much perfect. And this is the finished result. And you can also see the worker here who's gonna be in charge of the daycare center. Her name is Nancy. If you have seen my previous Strangetown videos, you might remember that I had some troubles finding Tank a partner, and the only person he was attracted to was a random Nancy from the university. This is that random Nancy. I actually ended up moving her in, and she's gonna be in charge of the daycare center. So that's how that went. But I'm actually playing out Friday right now, so the next part of that series is gonna be ready to go pretty soon. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.